to hang with me as long as possible. All of these, you go ahead and rip it. As per their models, huh? Why do you think I gave the model quiz twice? Because this graph is the cosine model. So the first thing I do without even thinking is I see the word cosine and I crank the model. What's the model? That's that gulch picture of the cosine wave. It's the same thing as the sine wave. If you just move it over, Now, what has to happen is the y effects aren't there, We're not multiplying by anything in front, right? And we're not adding thing in the back. If you wish, you can call it a plus 0 and a times 1 if you're really sick in the head and like to write everything out. I totally understand. I get you. But there's no y effect. All the effects are what we call inside jobs, They're all inside the function, Now, what did I teach you to do? Take your, sorry, I'd have x over 2, not theta over 2. And solve it for each of the x's, That's all you have to do is solve all of these for these 5 to see how they shift. Does that make sense? If it don't, say so. I'll try again. It doesn't make sense. You see, now if you plug in 0, you're not going to get 0. Because you're going to have to divide 0 by 2 and then add 5 pi 6. It's still going to be a place on the graph. It's just not going to be one of the main parts of the swoosh. So who is 0? To find out who is 0, what do I have to do? Solve that equation for 0. Is that any better? Whatever you need to do to get yourself comfortable and in class. Now, if I was teaching algebra to you guys, I would have said, yuck. I hate fractions. Who else hates fractions in here? Can't stand them. Never met one that I liked. Kill them as soon as I see them. So what would I do to everybody? I would times everybody by 6. That would make what? Come on, say it. Excellent. And then I can solve lickety-split, So I'll subtract 5 pi, and I'll divide by 3. Now that's a humongous shift of what 0 was, 0 is now negative 5 pi thirds. We'll have to go way back to the left. I'm not going to pay attention to their scale if it's okay by you. And put that there. Negative 5 pi thirds is now the 0. Who said they didn't understand? Well, take negative 5 pi thirds and plug that in right here, my friend. What's negative 5 pi thirds divided by 2? Dividing something by 2, you just double the bottom, huh? So it would be negative 5 pi sixths. What's negative 5 pi sixths plus 5 pi sixths? No, it was a negative and a positive. You're okay. Anybody could make a mistake. It's 0, huh? That's why this is now point number 1, public enemy number 1. Who's public enemy number 2? I like making something presentable for the video. We are recording, by the way, and I'm going to send it to the whole nation. I want to find out who pi halves is, huh? What's his question? Translate for me. Well, it's actually further than that, huh? The x. These are x of x. I have to go left. Because I changed it. I made that 1. If I made this 1, you wouldn't see the curve of the graph. I just changed the scale. I'm not even paying attention to the scale. Yeah, I'm making 1 right here. 4 looks like 1 to me. On the scale. Well, if you did make it at 0, no, it's the cosine. The cosine model starts at what? No, y is 1. It's the cosine model. If you plug in 0 to cosine, you get 1. You're doing the sine model. Sine of 0 is what, everybody? 0. All right, what would I do here? I love to get rid of fractions. I'm going to times everybody by 6. Who wants to play with me? 3 theta. Can't believe I didn't change that to x. Plus what? Now what? We're still in the hole, huh? But we're only negative 2 pi thirds. Is that going to bother you now that I'm putting that as 0? It's public enemy number 2. It's the pi halves point, huh? Yes. I ain't touching the y's. There's no y effect. Ready? What's the third job? Oh, I'm writing number 2. Theta over 2 plus 5 pi 6 equals, public enemy number 3 is same as it ever was. If I were teaching this to an algebra class, what would I tell everybody to do, guys? Superman is 6. So it would be 3 theta plus papa And it looks like I'm going to get out of the negatives, huh? What am I going to get, Turner? Since you're more important than the class, I should probably just be asking you. Excellent. 5/3. Starting to take shape. Whoosh. Those that are good at math can do the next one without solving. Why can you do the next one without solving? It's just a counting principle at this point. Who am I setting here? Theta over 2 plus 5 pi over 6. Public enemy number 4. You lost count. How would I solve this equation to my algebra guys? Everybody gets a super 6. Did you know that already? No? Negative 5/3, negative 2/3, 1/3. Who's next? 4/3. How we doing? And now public enemy number last. 2 pi, huh? Because it's the guy that we're getting. So when I solve this equation, I'm getting what's going to give me 2 pi. I'll show you in a second. Let me finish. So I'm going to times everybody by 6. 3 theta plus 5 pi is now 12 pi. And we're going to get 7 pi over 3, huh? Just did. Because it's the cosine wave. Over and over and over again. By solving for it. Maybe it'll help you. The graphing calculator is a wonderful, wonderful teacher. Here we go. Who wants to play? Y equals. I believe it was a cosine, huh? X over 2. I won't use fracca. I could. What was the plus? 5 pi 6? I did it enough times. You'd think I would know. Let's zoom in on Zoom Trig. Not going to see much. Probably have to zoom out a little bit and change our window on the X. Huh? Let's go negative 6 pi to 6 pi. I'm just making that up. I don't know. A little more wavy, huh? Now, Anders, you were asking an important question. How do I know who these people are? Well, if I plug in 4 pi thirds to the graph. Second calc value, 4 pi thirds. Bet you $1, it's going to get me 0. If I plug in the so-called first point, who is the first point way on the left? Negative 5 pi thirds. If I plug in negative 5 pi thirds, what you think I'm going to get? Who said 1? Good math. Notice it stars the 1 as the so-called top of the curve. It's the first ordered pair. Huh? What if I plug in the last ordered pair? What was it? I forgot.
7 pi over 3.
Was it 7 pi over 3? Where do you think I'll be? Top of the mark, huh? And what does this graph do? It keeps waving on and on. My little representation is just one rotation around the clock. Huh? What does it do? It keeps going and going and going both directions. Ready? Questions. Domain. That's easy. Range. Excellent. Amplitude. Period. Oh no. No, 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 no. The period started at negative 5 pi thirds and it ended at 7 pi thirds. If I say how long did something last, don't you subtract them? So you should subtract 7 pi thirds minus 5 pi thirds. Minus a minus is a plus. 7 plus 5 is 12 thirds. 4 pi. I got an easier way to do it. Take the normal period 2 pi and divide it by the multiplier. In this case, the multiplier was 1/2. What's 2 divided by 1/2 track? It's 4 pi long. Get it? The way I did it first is to subtract the time, huh? If this class, if we started a project today, and today's 11/22, I think, and we finished the project on 11:30, how long would you say it took?
8 days.
You would go 30 minus 22. Well, what about this graph? It started on, unfortunately, negative, huh? And it ended on what? 7 thirds minus a minus 5 thirds is 12 thirds. Huh? Sorry, Edwards is more important than the class, so I'll just yield to him. Phase shift. Anybody know what a phase shift is? Phase shift is the left or right movement of the starting point. Aha! All it is the first point. Left 5 pi thirds. The start of this movie got moved how? To the left. How far? 5 pi thirds. That's the value of the starting point. I plug in negative 5 pi thirds. Where does it send me, guys? Top of the mark, huh? It is ordered pair number 1 for the function. Okay? It's a lot to digest. I'll do number 2 with you now. We'll have that video sent out to everybody. This time I expect a little more participation. Number 2 begins and ends with what, Martinez? Excellent. The cosine model. Who is the cosine model? Excellent. Excellent. Is the y going to be affected, Baines? I see a what on the outside and a what in front of the function. So take all of these and times them by 1, and add 0. The y is not gonna do nothing. Will the x change, though? There's an inside job. And what's his name? Take him and set him equal to all of them, huh? Now, if I were teaching algebra class, what would I tell my students on this problem? Times tree, huh? What do I get when I times everybody by 3? Anybody can do this. Now, don't say 2/6. I will be mad at that. Say negative pi thirds. Now, I don't know why. I must have done a bad job. Negative pi thirds, Harrison, is the new 0. Negative pi thirds, when I plug this in, will get me 0. Now, ultimately, the cosine of 0 is what, fellas? So that point would be negative pi thirds, 1. I am disregarding the scales here. Quite frankly, I didn't know how to control it all. That's why I just left it. I just gave up trying. And even if you could control it, each problem's different, huh? Each problem's going to have a stretch or a accordion to the public enemy number 2. Hey, I could keep this the same, huh? And just change the answer. I'm still going to times everybody by 3. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I'm not going to times by 3. That was dumb as can be. What am I going to times everybody by? 6, huh? I should have taught y'all algebra 1. 2 times 3 is 6, huh? So now I get 12x. Can y'all do that? Can y'all do this? Negative pi 12ths is the second dog. We're still left, huh? Doing a decent job of staying faithful to the x, huh? Da 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 da. Who's the third guy? Set it equal to pi, huh? Now I can times by 3. Bop, bop, boppity bop. Bop, bop. Oh, God. I'm only getting pi 6. Whoosh. Who's next? Who said 3 pi halves? I was wrong when I said everybody's going to get the 3. This will get a what, fellas? Thank you. What's 6 times 3 halves? 9? And it took me long enough, counting by 12ths, 3/12ths. And the answer final, the final point is what? 2 pi, huh? Multiply by 3. I get 4 pi 6. You okay? And 4/6 is 2/3. Huh? The graph does what? Forever and ever. Now, who wants to talk the talk? Domain. Ain't gonna change, no way. Range. No lift, no wave, higher than 1 or lower than -1. Huh? Amplitude. 1 is the height of the wave, no change. Drum roll, please. Period. Wrong way, Jose. It's backwards. Now, I gave you 2 ways to do it. The most popular by far is to take 2 pi and divide it by the multiplier. Harder, but quite frankly smarter, is to say the project started on the 9th and we finished it on the 13th. How many days is that? End minus beginning, huh? Who's the end? Come on, talk. 2/3. Who's the beginning? -1/3. What's 2/3 minus -1/3? Boom. Bulldog. 3/3 is 1 pi. And phase shift. Y'all know what a phase shift is? It's the shift of the starting point. Plugging in 0 isn't going to get me the goods no more. Who will get me the goods? Right here. -pi/3. Or left pi/3 is another way to say it. Huh?